Please recap what we did last time. I think we did elasticity. Price elasticity of demand we will cover. There are two other types of elasticity that we need to cover. Okay, let's see. Can you hear me? Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, madam, we can hear you.
Good. We're trying to get the camera also on. Just give us a minute. So let's just recap until that happens what we did last week. We discussed about elasticity. What is elasticity? In economics, responsiveness of one variable to another variable. Okay. So yesterday what we discussed, last week what we discussed was price elasticity of demand. Good. Thank you. So price elasticity of demand, what is it? Very specific. The responsiveness of quantity demanded to a change in price. Okay. And how are we supposed to calculate it? Few ways. First thing, percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage in price. What is the sign that we usually get from PED? The sign positive or negative? It is usually negative. Why? Why is the price elasticity of demand usually negative? Because there is an inverse relationship between quantity demanded and price. Okay. Therefore, all the time we will get a negative because if price increases, there will definitely be a QD decline. Okay. Right. Then what does a PED value greater than 1, equal to 1 or greater than 1 represent? What does a PED value of greater than 1 represent? If PED is greater than 1, we say that it is relatively elastic. Elastic. What does elastic mean? Even for a small change in price, there will be a bigger change in the quantity demanded. Then what does inelastic mean? There is only a small change or response in quantity demanded to a particular change in price. Okay? Now, we have learned that exactly this stuff. The graphs. So, we have done all the graphs. Okay, so we know perfectly elastic graph. We know perfectly inelastic graph. Perfectly elastic graph is horizontal or vertical. Perfectly elastic graph is horizontal or vertical. Tell me. It's a horizontal line. Okay. Then perfectly elastic curve is a vertical line. Then a relatively elastic demand curve will have a flatter slope. The flatter curve. If it's relatively inelastic, it will be steep. Flatter versus steep. Always to compare to steep, we need two demand curves. Otherwise, how to say it? Right? If you draw one demand curve which is downward sloping, you don't know whether it's flat compared to another demand curve or not. Also, did we do some sums? Yes. We did some calculations. We did calculations. No. This is some we had that. We did calculations done. Okay. So price elasticity of demand is done. Today we are going to learn first thing, cross elasticity of demand. because we have PowerPoint issues, I'm going to use the whiteboard. That day I could not write on the PowerPoint. But don't worry, certain PowerPoint slides will be uploaded later for reference. But mainly, we are going to learn it through the whiteboard so that I can write in it. Those who are online, can you see a whiteboard? Can you see the whiteboard?
Yes, madam, we can see the whiteboard.
Good. Now let's see when I write whether you can see.
Yes, madam, we can see.
Cross elasticity of demand. Write down to the step. We are extending the elasticity concept. Next one is cross elasticity of demand. That is also called as XED. Under XED, we consider two things. Right? Under XED, we consider two things. XED is about two related goods. Okay? Related goods will be either substitutes or complements. Related goods would be either substitutes or complements. So, in one way, we are going to consider what is the change in QD of the product under consideration. Okay? So, don't write down yet. Percentage change in QD of X. X is the good that we are considering now. Okay. Then, 2. A percentage change to a percentage change in price of the related good. Why? Two goods under consideration. X is our good. X is our good, right? This is the X is the good. We say under consideration. X is the good under consideration. Y is the related good. Okay. Related good. Can I write this down? Then I'll explain. Done? Okay. All right. Those who are online, are you done? So here, what we are looking at is when there is a price change in a related product, we don't know yet whether it's a substitute or a complement. We can guess that by looking at the value that we are going to get for cross elasticity of demand. Apart from that, if we have done any market survey or competitive analysis, then obviously we would know, right? Obviously we would know whether that product is our competitor or whether it's going to be a product, if it's a competitor substitute, if it's going to be something that our product needs to be used as a complement. Okay, right? You all know substitutes and complements. So by the answer, we are going to see that whether it's a complement or a substitute. Now, shall we please write down an example? Yeah, let's write down an example. Okay, the owners of a pizza shop, example, the owners of a pizza shop find that when their competitor, a hamburger shop, come on, lowers the price of a burger from dollars to $1.8. That means $1.08. Okay. Thereafter, the pizza owner observes that the slices of pizza that they sell, each week falls from 400 to 380. 400 to 380. Calculate the XED. Calculate the XED for pizza. Calculate the XED for pizza and interpret your answer. Okay? And interpret your answer. Now, from the knowledge that you have for PED calculation, try to give a try for this XED calculation, please. And it is that also easy access. All three, go to the front. I'm not going to read you now. Easier for me to project my voice, that's why I have to laugh for the entire day. Okay, right? So we were for the late one, we were just looking at cross elasticity of demand. Okay, cross elasticity of demand considers the percentage change in a particular quantity commodity that you are considering. Let's say it is X, and what is that response coming from another product's price? Okay, so quickly write down. This is all we did. Write down cross elasticity of demand. Write down this and quickly share the question. Don't write down the question, but there's a question from a friend and try to do the sum. Once again, I want to tell you very important sign. Sign is really important in this. To just give you a small support. PD, how we can calculate. In PD, you can remember, we calculated it as change in QD divide. Sorry about that. So how we did that was change in QD divided by change in P into QD divided by, sorry, P divided by QD. Once again, this is PD. Now how to convert XCD into this? That's what some of you are stuck. So XCD, similarly, we can write down percentage change in QD of X is on top as the numerator. So change in QD of X divided by change in P of what? Y into P of Y divided by QD of X. Another one to remember, this Py is the initial Py. This QD is the initial QD. Before the change, P and QD ratio. Now calculate. Most of you have calculated, but those of you who want to use this way, So as the example, we are given the price of burgers. We are given the QD of pizza. Okay. So what they are saying is, earlier it was $2. Now it had fallen into $1.80. The burger shop has reduced the price. The pizza owner sees that their quantity per weekly, which was 400, has now fallen into 380. So, simply identify the changes. What is this? This is a reduction, right? Decline. What is this? This is a decline. Here the change is 0.20. Right now? 0.20, 20 cents. Here, the change is how much? 20 units. Okay. So, let's see XCD calculation. Change in QD of pizza divided by change in price of burger into price of burger divided by QD of pizza. Changes we know, reduction, so don't forget it's a minus 20 divided by minus 0.2 into PB. Thank you. Thank you. So, minus 20 divided by 0.2, initial PB and initial QDP. Therefore, we are getting 2 divided by 400. So, what do we get? How much do we get? What's the answer we are getting? Final answer. 0.5. Positive or negative? Positive or negative? Positive. Negative to negative signs get cut off. So, 0.5 positive answer. Okay? Yes. Is it correct? Because it is better. Oh. Okay. Now, how do we interpret? PED, of course, we interpret as greater than 1 and less than 1. Okay. PED greater than 1 and less than 1 is the interpretation. In this case, it's a bit different. Okay. XCD can be positive, negative, or it could be equal to 0 or near 0. Okay, cannot say positive or negative. I mean, 0 sometimes it feels like positive, right? Near 0. If it's positive, what kind of related good is it? See, how can we think positive? Now, this is positive. Price of one goes down, quantity of the other goes down. Price of one goes up, quantity and the other goes up. What kind of goods are they? Substitutes. If it's positive, they are substitutes. If it's positive, that means they are substitutes. If it's negative, that means they are complements. If it's zero, non-related or cannot decide. Please write down. Okay. Remember, zero means non-related. We cannot decide. First one, line. Did you see the writing? I hope you saw. Any questions?
No, madam, no. We already note down everything.
Great. Right. Next one, income elasticity of demand. By evening can be calculated in this manner. Percentage change in QD to a percentage change in Y is income or consumer income. It can be rewritten as change in QD divided by change in Y, or you can even call it I, some people call it I, into Y over Q. Okay. Shall we write down the example then? When Ken's income is $200. He buys 30 of noodles. He buys 30 packs of noodles. When his income increases to 210, he buys 40 packs of noodles. What is the income elasticity of demand for the type of noodle that Ken consumes? Can we do the calculation, please? Yeah. methodology, right? Use the table. If you are given a question in a paragraph form, let's see. Best way is to take the table first. What do we have now? We have income $200 to $210. Then we have quantity demanded of noodles. Demanded of noodles. That has gone from 30 to 40. Let's look at the change. Increased 10, 10. So when we substitute it to this, change in QD is plus 10, change in Y is plus 10, initial Y is 200. That's why you might get wrong. Initial QD is 30. Then 10, 200 divided by 30 or 20 divided by 3 is 6.667. Positive. Positive. Usually, there are two basic ways of categorizing a product using YTD. Okay? Two basic ways. Quantification. YD would be positive or negative. If it's positive, we say it's a normal good. Okay? That means as income increases, the demand for the good increases. As income decreases, the demand for the good decreases. Normal good. Negative, inferior good. Please write it down. Inferior good. In some space under the normal good, okay? I want to know something. Goods also are divided into essential goods and luxury goods. As income increases, then a increase in quantity demanded for a particular good would be normal, that we recategorize into luxury goods as well as this one can be two. Luxury goods and essential goods. Luxury goods and essential goods. Okay. Luxury and essential goods. Now, how do we differentiate these two? How do we differentiate luxury versus essential? For that, we need the values, right? Not just positive, negative. We need the exact values or the numbers. Now, normal good, positive means that answer in YD has to be greater than 0, right? Greater than 0. YD has to be greater than 0 for it to be positive. Inferior means it has to be less than 0. If you take it as that. Now, in this case, greater than 0, but if it's a luxury good, YD it is going to be greater than 1 also. If it's an essential good, we say YD will be between 1 and 0. In this case, YED between 1 and 0. It's still positive, but less than 1, above 0. Okay, write it down. In terms of values. Okay, right. So now, according to our example, now this is the thing. Don't look at the product type and give the decision. According to our example, for Ken, what is noodles? Luxury, no? Like that one, right? So for Ken, noodles is luxury. Could be depending on where he is living, right? Depending on what his desires are, noodles could be a luxury food item. Okay, right? So don't look at the item and give the judgment. Do the calculation and do it. Because from person to person, it may be different. For you, a luxury item may be a phone. For another one, a luxury item may be a car. Right? For another one, a luxury item will be a service in a restaurant. Right? So it will differ from one person to another. All right? Okay. But please remember some of the common luxury goods, common essential goods, common normal goods, common inferior. Right? We did examples like inferior, normal, we wrote down, no? Luxury we didn't write down. Luxury like luxury cars, electronic items, services, luxury vacations, things like that. Okay? Essential also we did include. Essential goods, things like the basic rice that we are eating, the staple food item that we are eating will be essential for us. Electricity, water, right? Those utilities will be essential. You can't live without those, right? Those things and maybe for transport, petrol, right? Those will be essential items for us. For them, the YED would ideally remain between ones and zeros. Okay, before we go for any break, I want to tell you now what have we learned so far under elasticity. Just to summarize and end the elasticity concepts, I want to tell you how useful it is. Elasticity summary. I said that it's the responsiveness of one variable to another. So far, we have looked at responsiveness of QD for price, QD for income, QD for a price of a related good. Similarly, we can adopt elasticity concept to so many different things in the company. For example, advertising elasticity. I'm just telling you one example. Advertising elasticity. That means what is the responsiveness of quantity demanded to advertising expenditure or number of advertising campaigns? See? Okay, if that's the case, percentage change in QD to percentage change in advertising expenditure. We can customize it to suit our purpose for decision making. If this is the case, what do? Change in QD to change in advertising into advertising divided by QD. Okay? What will my sales, how will my sales change when I increase the number of advertising campaigns or the number of minutes or seconds in the screen time, things like that, you are able to take the decision. Okay? I'm sure these kinds of decisions are being taken with different variables. It will not always be quantity demanded. It will have a different name in your company. Okay? Right. Write it down as an extra point. All right. Okay. So write down under elasticity under this. The concept of elasticity can be customized. The concept of elasticity can be customized to suit the requirements, and different decision-making criteria of the firm. Elasticity will basically support in understanding how one variable would react to a change in another variable. Okay, done. Right. Please take a break and come back. Early break because of rain and all. Early breakfast for a cup of tea. Because I'm shifting to a new lecture, so that's then starting that now. Thank you. Galle හැමදාම සාමාන්‍යයෙන් නිකන් negotiate කරන්න මට PC එකක් ඕනේ කියලා. මේකක් තෝස් PC එකක්. Thank you. අනිත් අන්තිමට මේක කීයකට තමයි පපා කරලා outside. Patia shamu කියන්නේ. මේ දැන් they metal na. Okay. Thank you. ෆෝන් එකක් මම හරි පස්සද සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකට කරලා කොස්ට් කියන්නේ කිසිම අපි ලෝකල් නම්බර් එක දාගන්න ඕනේ ඒකට ඇක්ටිවේට් කරලා Lanka. ඒ නම්බරය අපිට තියලා තියෙනවා කිව්වා නේද ඒගොල්ලෝ? හරි. හරි. එහෙම කරමු. ඉතින් එක්සාම් එක වැඩි බලන්න තවත් අප්ඩේට් එකක් දෙන්න. හරි. Thank you. එතකොට අපි කරන්නේ වෙනවද? අපි ගෙදර වෙන්නේ අපි ගෙදරයි. අම්ම. ලොක් එකේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා පුලේ. ඔව්. My goodness. හරි. ඒක ඉක්මනට බලලා රාත්‍රී මිස් කියන්න මේ මෙහෙම බාහනේ මේකට ගන්නව කමක් නැහැ නේද කියලා මම දන්නේ. ඉතින් අද දවසේ වැඩ නැහැ. දැන් පූජා කරනවා. හරි ඕකේ. හරි. Yeah.
අපි LMS එකට මොන හරි නෝට්ස් එක මොන හරි අප්ලෝඩ් කරනවා.
ඔව් දාලා තියෙනවා. සෙෂන් තුනක් දාලා තියෙනවනේ. අද එක මේක නෝට් එක. අය ගන්නවද? මෙතන මම equations නෝට් එකේ ලිව්වේ PowerPoint එකේ ලිව්වම online ආයෙත් පේන්නේ නැහැ. එතකොට අද එක නෝට් එක. අද කොටස දෙකොටස නෝට් එක. හවස කොටස ලොකුට ලියන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. අරක ටයිල් ලියන්න බෑ. 3 sessions දාලා තියෙනවා.
ඒ ටික මේ එක්සෑම් එකට මේ පාඩම් කරා නම් ඇති නේද?
ඔව් නෝට් එක විතරයි. මම නෝට් එක පොඩි තියෙනවා. Okay. Please make sure that all of your notes are complete, okay? There was a question from one of your friends about the slides. For me, in economics, as I started, slides plus notes. Some areas we will do notes, some areas we will have slides. Majority will be slides, but especially because I'm having the trouble of writing sums and all on the PowerPoint, and it's a lot of disturbance when they cannot see, I will use the whiteboard a lot. Okay, that means using the whiteboard means you will have a lot of notes. Yeah, because whiteboard, whatever I write, is not in the slide, you have to copy it. So make sure there's one book and that you put the date and you relate it to the exact session. So what we did today is the end part of elasticity, session 3. Okay, and we are done with session 3 now. Okay, now we are going into session 4. I'm trying to cover the slide set first, then go into some of the writing. Okay, so just because you study only the slides, you can't get through the exam. Okay, notes are a must, especially sums and all. Examples, exercises will be done in the notebook. And others. Now start studying, okay? Because I said next week or week after. Week after, no? 6th week. 6th week we will do your assessment quiz. Okay? So that means until elasticity, today you can go and study this week. Okay? It's going to be open book, right? But you have to have studied and done the sums to tackle those questions within that short period of time. Okay? Also, don't try to WhatsApp message and all. Questions will be mixed up. Okay? Mainly open book, mixed up because of online students. So as I can give there will be 2 papers for all of you mixed up, but can't do because it won't be fair for you all. But it's here, right? It's here. All right. Take the PowerPoint. I just informed your friends also who came. Our course will basically include slides as well as lecture notes. Okay, it's a combination. So don't think everything that I teach you will be on a slide, right? That's why on the first day itself, I inform you'll have to maintain, it's a must, you'll have to maintain a set of notes gradually. Everything has to be completed. If you're late or if you miss something, it has to be completed. I'm just uploading session number 4 for y'all. Please check if lecture session 4 can be seen by y'all on the LMS. Session 4. Check about it. I can see it. Can you see? Session 4. PDF can be seen, right? Okay, great. Just go through that PDF until I download it complete. Those who are online, can you see the screen? Yeah?
Yes, madam, we can see. Yeah.
I'm just going to do a small trial, but it's not a must. See if you can see when I'm writing something. Can you see? Some circle and dot in purple. Those
No,
are
madam.
online.
No, madam, we
Okay.
can't see that.
Alright, okay, I will not use, I will shift to the smart, the whiteboard later on, no problem. Okay. So, under the session 4, what we are learning is consumer behavior. Okay? We are learning consumer behavior, and under consumer behavior, what we are going to do today is again important for your corporate sector. Okay, it's important for your corporate sector. I'm going to tell you some examples of studying consumer behavior. Okay, studying consumer behavior. For example, now, if I was running a company, let's say a FMCG company, fast moving consumer goods company, and if I was in charge of some of the fast food, maybe like ready to eat packs, right? Ready to eat maybe snack packs. Okay, let's say some oat cookie or some cereal bar, something like that. So if I was given the manager of that particular brand, I have to assume how my consumer will behave today, how he'll behave tomorrow, for the next week, month, next year. Along with that, it's not enough for me to look at the consumer behavior, right? But also, I have to think why the consumer is behaving in this way. For example, suddenly, if my cereal box demand fell significantly last week or week before, I have to see what went wrong in the market. Okay? Am I only catering to the local market? Am I only catering to the foreign market? Is it the foreign market segment or the local market segment that failed? Among the local market segment, was it the youngsters, was it the old people, was it the kids who consume this day? Likewise, I need to ask the question, why? Why did my consumer behave in this manner? Now, why would you behave? Personality. Now, today, if you went for a breakfast, and if some of you ate something or drank something from the canteen or from a nearby shop, why did you drink that or eat that? Or if you ate something from which you brought from home, which was purchased and then cooked and so on. Why? Why? Did you have anything for breakfast? No breakfast? No tea? You had it. You had it. What did you have? You had string hoppers. Right. She had string hoppers because you thought it will give you some satisfaction in terms of your need hunger. So, consumer behavior, we directly relate to the satisfaction that the consumer is going to get. Satisfaction. Satisfaction is also termed in terms of utility, preference. She preferred string hoppers over bread and rice. She was satisfied with string hoppers more than the bread and rice. So these are some of the concepts that we will discuss when we talk about it. Okay. Final target of consumer behavior is projecting the exact demand for our product. Okay. Why we study consumer behavior? At the end of the day, we have to know how much is our demand. We have to forecast how much our demand will be for the next day, week, months, years. Okay. That is why consumer behavior theory is being introduced to you all in economics. Most of the time, you wouldn't have done consumer behavior in A-level. But if you did an advanced course or diploma, you would have touched a little bit about consumer behavior. All right? Okay. We will try to cover as much as possible basic concepts of consumer behavior, difference between cardinal and ordinal utility approach, a little technical. If it's the first time that you're hearing it, I will teach you. Then, you will have to know how to draw the graphs for something called an indifference curve and a budget line. We will draw them. Then you have to explain finally how the rational consumer will take a decision, how the consumer will rationally take a decision about their satisfaction. Okay? Right. Under the theory of consumer behavior, the first principle, as I told you all, right, we assume that consumer will behave in a manner where the satisfaction is maximum. Given always in economics, we have a constraint. We have a money constraint. Right? We will have some kind of constraint. So in this case, right, given the limited monetary income that the consumer has, which goods and services will the consumer eat or consume, depending on how much the satisfaction would be. Another word for satisfaction is utility. Okay? Utility is another word for satisfaction. Now, in ancient economics, basic economic theory, we have two theoretical ways to look at this whole consumer behavior and how they get satisfaction. What are they? Cardinal utility and ordinal utility. They are also called as cardinal utility approach, ordinal utility approach, cardinal theory, ordinal theory. Very basic difference. In the cardinal approach, we assume that satisfaction or utility can be measured. Can be measured in numbers. For example, if we are going according to cardinal utility theory, if I ask her, how much satisfaction did you get out of your string hoppers, she should be able to tell me a number. Then I got 50 utils. That number we call utils. Like utility, I got 50 utils. Satisfaction unit for my string hoppers. Or someone can say, same string hoppers, I only got 40 utils from the same string hoppers. So, if we assume that utility or satisfaction can be measured in quantitative terms, it falls into cardinal utility. On the other hand, if we assume that we cannot measure, she can tell me, Miss, I can't give a number, right? I can say string hoppers was a bit better than bread for breakfast. If we can't measure, right, and if we can give a ranking, I prefer the string hoppers. If I didn't have string hoppers, second bread. If no bread, then rice. If we can rank, then it falls under ordinal utility approach. That's the difference. Okay? Right. Now, before we go into the cardinal utility approach, please, we are going into a practical example. Write down the question. Briefly explain two instances in which you considered consumer behavior within your company? Within your company. If you are working within the company, within your company. Did you explain to exercise in which you have considered consumer behavior within your company? Briefly explain two instances in which you have considered consumer behavior within your company. So first thing you have to identify your product. Some of you may be working in companies with multiple products. So sorry. Or some of you may be working with services. Some of you may not be working, but may have some understanding. Okay? Write down the product or service. Then write down two instances you thought about your consumer behavior. Okay? Take your time. It's something very personalized. So you can't copy it. Instances means examples, like situations. Okay? In one situation, I thought about consumer behavior in this way. Right? In another, I thought about the consumer, how the consumer will behave in this way.
I think there's one I think what happened là you know cái lần kỹ thuật thì cái ông anh nhớ nó cũng không nó có hệ nó đánh giải cái một cái gì đấy có phần là đúng lúc này okay có thật sự cho nên theo được cái thật sự chụp tôi đặt lên thế return itu ini em mình thì cái đó nói lo lalu saya kata ini kau ada lagi
Done? Everybody done? Okay, so let's share with each other. Do we have regards? Everything good? Yeah. Can we share please with us the product work and consumer behavior use? Okay. Okay.
The price of the
Mm. Mm.
customer select and choose the most satisfied with the fair price of the.
Okay, right. So she has looked at consumer behavior in one way, how they perceive quality. What is their quality preference? And also how they look at the price, whether it's a fair price for the book that she's selling. Good. Khalid? Yeah, what's your product?
Audit opinion.
Service, yes.
They always expect for the positive audit opinion.
Hmm.
Next, wide exposure.
Okay. Wide exposure means,
Associate, they expect for
yeah, explain.
this exposure from the audit.
Yes. So the consumer will expect who's providing the service. Now see, not like a good, they will look at the service provider. Service provider, whether he is well exposed, well experienced, likewise. Okay, good. Different thought. Whatever said and done, we are looking at consumers' thinking and behavior. Good. Randika? Yeah, 31.
It's a drinking water. Always customers worry about water charge.
Okay.
So
Price.
price.
Mm.
We do the correct things for consumers, but always they accessible with us.
With the price, always.
The one is like water quality.
Mm.
Always the people are thinking really over the price in good quality,
Mm.
but sometimes it different from some that other things.
Quality, price, once again, common. Okay. Up to here? Yes.
Someone I identify certain logo and durability.
Okay.
People like to use popular brands like for their lifestyle, and others need durability. Some people are looking what can they use longer period rather than other products.
Exactly. Very good. So, luxury items that are towards luxury fashion, people would look at a brand name. Customer would prefer, even though there are really good handbags, but if there is no brand on it, sometimes they don't buy it, right? That's the consumer behavior, brand orientation. Then the second one is durability. Okay, part of quality, but durability. As a handbag for the functionality, can you use it for longer without getting it scrapped and all of that? Okay, good. We have Pushpa Kumara.
So it's like space space rent out in a real estate. So that time I think customers are always they are looking for the competitive rate in the area. So means we cannot give higher rate, and they are always taking other places and coming. And so we have to give the best rate the area, and sometimes we have to give the supportive some discounts. Like they are asking that, okay, instead of giving the 12 months free money, okay, can we do with
6 months or
yeah.
something.
So then we have to be we have always flexible with the customers to contract. So sometimes they want, oh, I need this like this. We want to change this area like this. Means we want to think about the customers' requirements and give the competitive rate. Then the customers feel.
Very good. So in your case, that service conditions, how the conditions for real estate changes, right? And also how changes are made depending on the customer requirements for that exact space. Good. Bandana. Choice up.
and then inquire about people, product for the best prices and customer service after item.
Okay, right, good. So it's a hardware purpose. For what purpose is the person using this product? Is it for educational purpose? Is it for gaming purpose? Is it for office purpose? Depending on that, we have to think about the consumer behavior, right? That's one. Then the other one is quality also. Right, Kavodia. The product. A soap. Okay, right, quality. And now she has to think, the customer will always think about something that we use daily and multiple. If you have multiple members, you would always think, what's the competitive price? Am I spending too much on soap at home? If your grocery bills are high, those are the basic things that you go back home and substitute, no? So very good. Other related product prices also they will look at and take a consumer decision. Virakon? Yeah. Yeah, very good. Quality, right? And then how peers influence you. That is very true in mobile phones. If your friend is having a iPhone, you are tempted, right? Android, you are tempted to go for that same phone. Good. Samarakon?
Service, service, you reliability, the product, the brand image, the brand image like that, how the customers.
It's like their feedback, testimonials. Like, no, that means this is mobile phone connection. Yeah, good. So first thing, consumers will behave on their own experience about the service. Next one, once they use, they will give a testimonial, like a feedback. They'll have some kind of brand image. That will affect other consumer behavior, right? We will say this particular network, take it, it works in Colombo area. This particular network works outside in Colombo, likewise. Okay. So consumer testimonials, feedback will also happen. Taman Mali?
And they pay higher prices. They think higher prices perfume is better than the lower price. When they buy a perfume, every time they think about the brand of the perfume, and always or sometimes they willing to pay higher prices for the good brand.
Yes, exactly. So when it's luxury items, sometimes the price, higher the price, they think that higher the quality. They'll always look at obviously the quality of a perfume at the smell, right? Okay. Ramukala? Yes.
Yeah. Reduce the taxes. So therefore, we have to consider both consequences and the quality, evaluate customer service. And we have to also consider market.
Good, right? Quality, reputation of the company with the history, right? Especially if it's a service, it's slightly different. Do we have with us Hasib?
Also providing point of opinion. The company wants us to give a point of opinion, but they pay us a price which they expect them. And also they don't like us finding mistake in financial statement.
Yeah, in that service, that's really common, as your friend also said. Jarshant,
Something.
stop it.
Based on the taste of the product consume come back.
Taste is one.
And the quality and healthy the product.
Okay, how healthy that is, like calories are not. Okay. Writing them again.
In the purpose of buying can be scenarios or recover and for investment.
Good, very good analysis, right? So apartments, purchasing power, right? You have to think whether the consumer, whatever, however much he likes, can he buy it, right? At the end of the day, his demands will get realized only if the buyers who have the purchasing power are attracted to him, right? Then secondly, what is their purpose? Depending on their purpose, he can think about and mark up more. For example, in the present economics, the interest rates are low for loans. If people are going to take loans and maybe make investments, then he has to think about the investor side. Otherwise, he has to think about the resident side. Otherwise, he has to think about the rental side, right? Ahmad? Yeah.
In finance business, I select product, gold loan product.
Mm.
Under the customer behavior, first best rate, customer expecting best rate to us, and we will provide the best rate in the competitive market. Other thing is granting well. Customer always expecting a higher amount than other company. Based on that, we are offering higher rate among the other companies.
Good. See, when you discuss those practical situations, how many factors we recognize, right? Not just simple, price and taste and preferences for satisfaction, but so many. Those who are online, would you like to share with us? Those who are online, would you like to share with us your product?
Our product is we are sport company. We are focusing on paddle store, paddle game, and that we are doing is we are arranging the paddle tournaments, and for that we have the separate paddle courts, and we are selling paddle sport items, and we have a coffee shops also. And when we think about the consumer behavior, we will have that it will depend on their leisure time activities, because all the people wants to not to play the paddle sport. They are having the different activities, favorite activities in their leisure times. So and when we are think about the consumer behavior, so we will provide them better service and the lowest price for the court booking. And when they are come to play, so some for the paddle game we need 4 players, but sometimes there is not coming and one time they are not coming 4 players. So at that time we are, because this customer will leave, they cannot play. So that time when our staff will go and play with them. So likewise we are doing there.
Very good. Right? See, an entertainment sport item, right? Okay, next person. Who is there with us online? Anything that you'd like to share with us? No? Yes, anyone? All right. Now, the next step. Look at this that you identified the product and customer satisfaction. Give me one answer, right? Is it easier to quantify or not? If not, why? Can you quantify? Do you quantify or not? Sometimes it may be, right? Whatever you recognize this instance, can you quantify? Do you do that in your job? If not, why? You understand? Can you measure it in terms of value? In terms of quantitative value? Think about that. If not, why? Think carefully, yeah? You told me 2 instances. In those 2 instances, most of you said more than 2. Can you quantify? if you think, right, I'm not gonna go through each and everyone's answers. Uh, right. I kind of saw, like, went through majority of your answers. In some instances, we can quantify, right? Some variables that you have mentioned to me can quantify in terms of satisfaction. For example, if your satisfaction, when you are giving the product to the customer, if you are asking the customer to give a ranking or to give some kind of score, then you can quantify. Right? Sometimes when we consume things, right after consumption, they get the feedback. Right? This is the score. Can you pick a score out of 10? Right? Maybe we can quantify. Customer is telling us, for the burger that I ate, I'm giving 10 out of 10. For the burger that I ate, I'm giving 5 out of 10. Right? Some of it can quantify. If you have past records, you can quantify. If you have defect rates, you can quantify. Some of it. But some of it, or most of it, customers' behavior is very complex. You can't quantify. One time for a burger, I will say that I'm giving you 10 out of 10. Another time, same burger, same quantity, same place, I'm giving a 5 out of 6. So it's difficult to quantify and measure. It's difficult. Therefore, you will see, although in economics, for theoretical purposes, we are learning cardinal utility theory, it is not always practical. That's why I wanted to tell you from your personal experience. We are learning cardinal utility theory for theoretical purposes. We're going to quantify. We're going to quantify using total utility, marginal utility theory. We will have tables. In the tutorial for this, we will do a table. So I'm telling you, it's not always possible. But it's for us to understand how the concept of a utility can be theorized. This is the most practical one. All of your cases, you can say customer will prefer a brand image than non-branded handbags maybe. You can say you can say a customer will prefer better quality than local. That can be said, no? You can order it, you can rank it. So what we're going to study, ordinal theory is going to be most feasible. But anyway, we're going to study cardinal as well. This cardinal utility approach came to be in the 19th century under economists such as Jevons, Menger, Walras. You don't have to remember the names, right? They are the one set of economists who assumed that we can measure the utility, and they produced utility as a function. Utility is a function of so many variables. They quantified it to a function. Yeah? Utility can be a function of the number of goods that we are consuming, It could be maybe like, quality, right? If we are getting it in terms of quality control, numbers, so many things. Then, under them, they introduced the concept of marginal utility. In economics, marginal concepts are favored. What are marginal concepts? What does marginal mean? Extra utility, additional utility by consuming 1 unit. This is the condition under the cardinal utility approach they introduced, right? We will go into detail when we do maths. Then they said it can be converted into monetary units, money units. And we can assume by how much the consumer is spending, we can get an idea about his satisfaction. So, if we can measure utility, what they said was it can be measured in a subjective manner. Almost subjective versus objective, right? Subjective versus objective, that concept you know. So, in this case, it will be subjective, right? And the utility units will be called as utils, very important. I told you, number of satisfaction units, utils. Yes. So that is cardinal utility approach. Don't worry about these equations. We're going to do this equation when we do the tutorial. We're going to make use of it. I told you we have two concepts, marginal utility and total utility. Total utility is the sum of all the utils, okay, that we get by consuming a particular product. For example, when she is the first string hopper, if I measure it, right, that she ate the first string hopper, satisfaction units 5. Second, 6. Third string hopper, 7. Maybe fourth string hopper when she is eating, again she goes back to 5. 6 string hopper she gets maybe 2 units, not too many enough. So at the beginning when she's hungry, she's increasing how many satisfaction units per string hopper. So likewise, we can get her utility for each string hopper and get total utility she gets for all the string hoppers. Okay? Marginal utility means when she is moving from first string hopper to the second string hopper, what is the change in utility? Okay? First string hopper 5. Second string hopper 7 units of satisfaction. So 2 is the marginal utility or the extra utility. Increase in the total utility as a result of consumption of additional unit of commodity. You have to know definitions, okay? What is total utility? What is marginal utility? Under ordinal approach, cardinal approach, you have to know, please. Right? It's all in the slide. Now, under the ordinal utility approach, there were economists such as Hicks, Slutsky, and Pareto. Again, you don't have to know, right? If you are going to go for a master's, maybe you will have to know in economics. They believe, they were on the other side, and they believe that you can't measure. It's not possible. You can only order them or rank them. And therefore, they said utility is a function of the X and Y consumed by them. So the goods that they consume. But functional form, we are not going to quantify at all. There are some assumptions of ordinal utility. These are all theory. I know it's a bit boring, right? No other way and means for me to teach you this. Complete ordering. That means in the ordinal utility theory, we should be able to order and say, I prefer this good over this good over this. Okay? Right? I prefer to eat string hopper before bread. If string hoppers are not there, I will eat bread. If bread is not there, I will eat rice. So her top priority is string hoppers. Second priority, bread. Third priority is rice. Order, complete ordering she can do. Next one, of course, whichever good it is, initially she will prefer more string hoppers to less. Initially, if I give her one string hopper, would you be happy? No. 2, 3, 4, at least you need few. Once all chocolate piece, if I give you, would it be enough? No. So, from one good also, we assume that you will prefer some more and more rather than less. We said that she will maintain consistency. At one point, if she says, Miss, I want to eat string hoppers rather than bread, she has to be consistent with that. Next time, she can't come and tell Miss, I want bread over string hoppers. Consistency also we assume when we come into this theory. Next one, optimality. Substitutability or continuity. That means you assume that you will continue to substitute one good to another if you are substituting. And optimality, you are trying to maximize your satisfaction all. Okay, there is no other reason. You want to maximize, but you want to get the maximum satisfaction. So these are the ordinal utility approach. Now, since all are really bored of me talking, let's go into do a sum under ordinal utility approach. Write down the session name, consumer behavior. I can already all have written down. Under that, ordinal utility. Ordinal utility approach. Ordinal utility approach. We are going to do a sum. Those of you who are online, can you see my screen? Can you see the whiteboard I'm erasing?
Yes, madam. Yes, we can see.
We are the ordinal utility. So what we are supposed to do is a tutorial I'm giving you all now. Because most of you all were your age. Usually, we will get a particular product. Okay? Let's say, oh my God. Let's say our product is let's take something. Okay, a drink, a soft drink. So soft drink bottles, right? Then usually you will get a table like this. Okay, first look at this. Number of bottles consumed. First 0, no consumption. 1 bottle, 2 bottle, 3 bottle, 4. Okay. So that we will give you total utility. We will give you total utility. Okay, total utility of consuming soft drinks bottles. For example, when you drank the first one, right? 0 means no utility, no. When you drank the first one, you got 10 utils. When you drank the second one, you got 12. When you drank the third one, you got 15. Then you got 16. Now 4 bottles, right? Fifth bottle, only 14 again. Okay? Calculate marginal utility. Calculate calculate marginal utility? How do you calculate change in total utility? Change in output, quantity consumed. Can you calculate for each of these marginal utility? When you change from 0 to 1, what is the marginal utility? Likewise, can you calculate? Okay. Now, we are able to identify from 0 to 1, the change is 10. 10 to 12, 1 to 2, 10 to 12, 2, 3, 1. What has happened here? Minus. This is possible. As you eat the same thing over and over again at the same time without a break. If you eat one chocolate piece now, 1 hour later another, it's different. No, same. I eat a chocolate piece, eat another, after that another, same thing. Soft drinks, you drink one, drink another, drink another, drink another. At some point, you don't want to have it. Okay? You're done with it. Right? So, marginal utility can decline. Now, this we should be able to represent it via a graph as well. What do we take to the graph? Marginal utility of one side and quantity of number of bottles you consume. Number of bottles you consume. Now, look at that. We start at 0. We start at 0. Then, if you want, you can draw it with the scale. When I consume 1 bottle, 2 bottles, 3 bottles, 4, 5, and 6, and so on. At 0 bottle, 0. At 1 bottle, I go to 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 16. So we have to have minus one. Minus 2. Minus. So we start at 0. We start at 0. We go to 10. Right? Then we go to 2. 3. 'Then we go to 1. It's running well. And then minus 2. Is it my new curve? Not the best curve. very difficult to draw with this board. Initially, no. Marginal utility, then equal to 10, then equal to 2, like that. Okay, that's question for this. Okay, right. Did you finish that? See how marginal utility has changed. Usually, the marginal utility curve that we draw on our books will look like this, very perfect one. Increases and goes down and touches negative. Okay? You will see in most of the cases marginal utility like a upside down U. Okay? But all this, it will cross over the zero axis and go to negative. So here we will have marginal utility. Here what do we have? We will have number of units consumed. So this is an ideal marginal utility graph, but this is what we got for our example. So draw this sample marginal utility curve. Okay, right. I'm also going to teach you now. This is marginal utility. Now, this is ordinal utility approach. Now, how we do these kind of calculations. Okay. I'm also going to teach you. This is how we draw the ordinal utility graphs. Ordinal utility will have two types of graphs. First, look at this. It will have an indifference curve. Indifference curve axis will consider two particular goods. Okay. Here, good Y. Okay. Number of good Y. And here, number of good. In the indifference curve, we will have a curve like this. A curve convex to the origin. Indifference curve 1. Okay, it is not a straight line, right? It is not L shape, right? It is a curve like this. We call it, when it's like this, you know, tala, right? Likewise, convex to the origin. Okay, this is an indifference curve. Now, what does the indifference curve represent? The indifference curve represents different points A, B, and C. Listen to me carefully. Points on the indifference curve represent different bundles of goods. If we are in point A, we may be consuming 15 units of good Y, 5 units of good X. On the other hand, if I shift to bundle B, I may be consuming 12 units of B and 7 units of X. 12 units of Y and 7 units of B, X. In C, I may be consuming 10 units of Y and 11 units of X. Okay? These are called different bundles. You understand? Indifference curve has different bundles that give us same utility. To be carefully. If we are on this indifference curve, whichever point we are in, satisfaction level is same. The satisfaction that we gain is same. That is an indifference curve. It connects bundles of different goods. Okay? Bundles of two different goods that generate same satisfaction. Okay? This is an indifference curve. This shows the consumer satisfaction side. Always in economics, we will look at cost and benefit. This is the benefits. To take a decision, we have to look at the cost side also. Look at this. Budget line. Again, number of goods of Y, number of goods of X, 0. The cost side is drawn like this. A downward sloping, it stops usually here. A downward sloping straight line. This is the cost side. This is the benefit side. Can you all draw this? Draw it in the current curve on one side, budget line on the other side. Okay. Now, you all have. This is the benefit side that shows satisfaction. This is the budget constraint side. Now, what it will show some of the characteristics of this particular inference curve. Okay. An inference curve with several indifference curves on it is called an indifference curve map. We have the quantity of food Y, quantity of food X consumed. We will have IC1, IC2, IC3. What is this indifference curve? Map. Several indifference curves in one graph. The point of this graph is as we go further and further away from the origin, okay, we will have higher and higher and higher satisfaction. Okay. That means if you're in this IC2, you're getting a higher rank satisfaction than IC1. Okay. So A, B. Which point will you prefer to operate in? C. You'd like to pick a bundle on C. Why? Gives you higher satisfaction. You understand? So this is an indifference curve map. Can we draw it? Don't draw the orange lines. Draw only the black lines and write down higher satisfaction. As you move away, you get higher level of satisfaction. Further away from the origin means higher level of satisfaction. Few other things to remember when we are drawing indifference curves. Same thing. Q of y 0, Q of x. Two indifference curves should never cross each other. Should never intersect each other. This is incorrect if this happens. Okay? If two indifference curves intersect each other, it is wrong. Okay? You can't draw it like this. So, this is incorrect. Right. Draw this and say two. Yeah, first draw it. And then I will two. Write down two indifference curves should not cross over each other or intersect each other. Right? Two indifference curves should not intersect or cross over each other. Now, consumer equilibrium, very important decision. How does the consumer combine the cost and benefit analysis under ordinal utility approach? Under the ordinal utility approach, how do they look at both cost and benefit and take the decision? This is how they do it. First, carefully look. Q of y 0, Q of x. The indifference budget line I'm going to draw first. Budget line BL1 represents the cost. Indifference curve IC1. The point where they become tangent to each other, I will also call it consumer equilibrium. Equilibrium. BL1. IC1. Equilibrium. The point where The indifference curve is tangent to the budget line extent they both meet. And then at this, they will consume. That means let's say 8 units of Y and 3 units of X is the equilibrium. They will settle at this. That means it's within their cost. They can manage it or no. They can manage it within their cost. They can get the maximum satisfaction. Can we draw this? Consumer equilibrium for ordinary utility approach. So let's write down. Under the ordinal utility approach, the consumer will optimize his or her consumption at the point where the budget line